Hello everyone, Debbie here. Welcome back to Barossa Valley Crafts. So in my Facebook group, a card making for beginners and beyond, one of my members posted a card like this and it inspired me to have a go at making one. So just going by her pictures, I think I've worked out how she's done it. I don't know, it might be different. But there's a couple of variations you can do to this while I was making it, but it looks like this from the front, and then it opens up like that. So it looks like that from the top, and that from the front. And I think she called hers a pocket concertina card. So I guess, there's your concertina and there's your pockets. So I guess it's the same sort of card. But anyway, let me show you how I have made this and some possible variations on putting it together as well. So we'll just close that up. Now, what I've used today is I've used some papers from the Craft papers to decorate the ones that I'm doing today. And so it's got some push out parts and some sheets, so it's got some pretty Christmassy type papers in there. So that's what I'm using today to make this card. So I've sort of assembled some of it to save a bit of time, but let me start with, so to start off with, you need 2 base cards. So you need 2 pieces that are 12 by 6 inches or 34 by 17 centimetres. So you need 2 pieces like that. And then I have scored them at 5 7/8 and 6 1/8 down the centre, or 14.9 and 15.6 centimetres. So when it's folded, it's got a gusset to it so that it allows a bit of space for the concertina part. So that's that. So I'll just go through that again. You need to cut 2 that are 12 by 6 or 34 by 17 centimetres, and then score them both at 5 7/8 of an inch and 6 1/8 of an inch, or 14.9 centimetres and 15.6 centimetres. So you do that to both. Then with the second one, we're going to trim away this. So that's this part inside the card. So to do that, as you can see, I've already done one side. So from the bottom of the card, so obviously you're doing it on your left side and your right side. I've already done the right side, so we're doing it now on the left. So mark it at 2 inches or 5 centimetres. Then from that mark up to the inside score line, we're going to trim that piece away. Now you can either mark it with a ruler and cut it with scissors, or I'm going to just use my trimmer because it's a bit quicker, and to me it's a bit straighter, otherwise I get a bit wonky. So from that mark on the side to the inside scoreline mark. So then we'll fold that on those score lines on that side, and again on that side. And that will now give you the same as what's going to go into here. Okay, so what we'll do next is you need to cut 3 pieces of your base card. So in this case, the blue is my, matte layer. So the blue is my matte layer, and you need to cut 3 of those. Where are we? Here we go. So you need to cut 3 of those that are 5 3/4 of an inch by 5 1/2 inches, or 14.5 by 14 centimetres. So they will then attach one to each inside of the card. Hang on. So we're going to put one on each side there. So I'll glue that as we go. So again, they are 3 pieces, 5 3/4 by 5 1/2 inches, or 14.5 by 14 centimetres. So they will go on the insides of the card. So we'll do them as we go so we don't lose track. So we'll just pop a bit of glue on and put that in. You can, if you prefer, use double-sided tape. It's personal preference. Okay, so there's one on the left side, one on the right side, and now we'll put one on the front. So if you're using directional paper, make sure you're getting the direction right when you put them on, but when you're using just a plain paper, it makes it very easy. A bit of something there. Okay, so one for the front. Okay, so push those into place. So now we'll go on to the decorative papers. So you need to cut 2 decorative papers that are, oh, where's my ruler? So these decorative papers are 5 1/4 inches by 5 1/4, or if you're looking at centimetres, we're looking at 13.3 centimetres by 13.3 centimetres. So you cut 2 of those and then cut 2 more of your matte layers, and these are 5 1/2 inches square, or you could do 14 centimetres square. So you cut 2 of those and 2 of those, and then what we're going to do, so as you can see, I've already cut this piece. So on this one, we're going to measure from the bottom left-hand side. We will measure to 1 1/2 inches, or 4 centimetres, and put a little mark there. So we'll go 1 1/2 inches and put a little mark there. And then we're going to cut from that mark up to the corner. So lining it up. Again, you can just draw a line with a ruler and a pencil and then cut along it with scissors. But I'm using my guillotine because I know it'll be straight. Okay, so that's that piece done. And now I've done the same to the other side, only instead of cutting it on the left-hand side of the paper, it's been done on the right-hand side of the paper. So you can see there, that and that were connected. So I have measured up 4 centimetres, or 1 1/2 inches, up on the right side, and then I've cut from that mark to the top corner of the paper, and that's given me 2 pieces there. So then, now you've got 2 options here. You can do what I've done here, so you're using 1 piece of paper to do the decorating, or if you prefer, you can do the whole piece as a top layer over your mat. I just find that once this is on, you're not going to see under there anyway. So it's using less paper, and it's, yeah, I just prefer it that way personally. Okay, so then with your matte layer for this side, again, we're going to measure from the bottom. Oops, let me get it around the right way. So from the bottom up to 1 3/4 inch, or 4.5 centimetres, and then we're going to cut from that mark up to that top corner. Now, because I'm using just plain coloured paper on both sides, you can do it the same. If you wanted to, you could put two pieces together and cut them at the same time, because that will now fit in there, and then you will repeat that process to get another piece to fit on that side. Okay, so hopefully that all makes sense. So now we're going to glue these together. So I'm going to put my top decorative paper onto my matte layer. And then we will put that matte layer onto the inner base card. So the glue I'm using is just a fast grab tacky glue. Again, you can use double-sided tape if you prefer. And line that up like so. Then on the back, you can see I've already put double-sided tape here, but I'm going to show you another way if you don't want to do it using that tape. So then the piece that you've cut off here will now go on the inside of your base card. I'll just pop some glue on. Again, try and get even borders all the way around if you can. Okay, so now this piece is going to get attached to there. Now this is another variation you can do. So I have put double-sided tape down the centre, and I'm going to remove that, the backing, and place this so it matches from the top to the bottom and in between those score lines. Now this is one of the variations you can do. So as you can see, I've already put tape here and here because I'm going to attach these. If you wanted to, you could leave them so that they swing free, and you could put pockets here. So instead of gluing all of this, you would just put tape around 3 sides there and leave your pocket there so that this would swing around. But what we're doing is making the pockets in here. Oh, I don't think I've put that very straight. Let me see if I can pull that off very gently. That's what I get for trying to rush it. Okay, let's try again. There we go. It's got it a bit straighter. So now that will all fold like so. So now, because we're doing these as the pockets, I'm going to remove the tape backing here and attach that to there. And we'll do the same on the other side. So close that over and attach that to there. And that has now given us our little pockets inside. So now we go on to the next part. So you'll cut a strip 12 inches long by 2 inches wide, or 30.5 by 5 centimetres, and then score it at every 2 inches, or what's that in centimetres, or score it at every 5 centimetres. And then do a valley fold, a hill fold, a valley, a hill, and a valley fold. So you end up with that. Then cut 6 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 of an inch, or 4.5 by 4.5 centimetres, and that will become your mat layer. And then cut 6 pieces that are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 inch, or 3.2 by 3.2 centimetres, and that will become your top layer. Now another variation again. If you wanted to, instead of doing what I'm doing here, you could attach little pictures or little sayings or sentiments on each of these panels instead of what I'm doing. So there's no hard and fast way to decorate. It's whatever suits you and whatever you're comfortable with. So we'll just pop that into place. And then we will attach that. Actually, before we attach that, we'll do the front. So for the front of the card, I've cut out a piece of this from this book. I've cut this piece out, and I'm going to pop that on the front there. So we'll just pop some glue on. And stick that onto the front. Again, try and get an even border all the way around if you like borders. And then I've got a little saying here that I'm going to pop on the front. You could, if you wanted to, attach it with foam tape and give it dimension. And just pop that there. So that's now the front done. And of course, you can add more on there if you want to. Okay. So now we'll go back inside and we'll attach this. So we're going to concertina it up. We're going to line that up inside here. So we'll put some glue onto here. And pop that into place. So make sure you line it up with the bottom of your card. And press that into place, and then put the glue on the other back part of it and fold your card over so that it will then stick to the other side. And there's that part done. There you go. Now, because we've got little pockets here, what I've done is I've just added some little sentiments and greetings to some card. Now these pieces of card are 3 inches by 5 inches, or 12.5 by 7.5 centimetres, and using some Stormy Sky Distress Oxide, I've just gone around the edge of the card. Now the one that I saw in my group, she'd actually put little tags in there, so you can put whatever you like into those little pockets. I'm doing these because I figured once it's all done, this can be where you can write your to and from and slot it into that little pocket. So I'll just pop that onto there. Bring our card back in. and slot those into your pockets. So then you can put your to and from on there. And if you didn't want to do that, you could add it to the back, but I just like it like that personally. So that's it. So no special tools needed. You don't need dies. You don't need lots of equipment. You can just make it with whatever you've got in your stash. So the front, that's what it looks like when it's open, and that's how it looks when it stands up. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, do give me the thumbs up, and I will add the link to my Facebook group. If you'd like to join, you're more than welcome to come and join and share your creations. Thank you for joining me. Bye.